My name is Hiroshi Kubota, and I'm a research scientist with Agriculture Agri-Food Canada Lacombe Research Station. And here now I'm standing in Lacombe Research Station Organic Science Cluster Research Project field. Particularly this study, we are focusing on addressing greenhouse gas emission reduction and carbon sequestration through the system approach. So we are looking at three cropping systems. First one is a conventional organic production system, which has regular tillage. And the second system is reduced tillage system, which we try to reduce the tillage within a system by using cover crops and other techniques. And third system is integrated crop livestock systems.
In Alberta, tillage is common for organic agriculture, even though it has negative effects for carbon dioxide emissions and other greenhouse gas emissions. So the point of the research is to try and understand if there are other ways of growing organic agriculture and crop production in Alberta that does not have to do with tillage. These are my incubation chambers, and I have a bunch of different soil cores that were taken at the Lacombe Research Station. So I have cores from the integrated crop livestock system and the common tillage system that represent very different systems out in Lacombe that we're researching. I run these soil cores in this instrument called an aerodyne and a picaro, and it reads the nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, and methane emissions from the soil cores over a 3-minute period. We want to make sure that organic producers aren't contributing to the problem by using tillage. What we would expect to happen is that more typical tillage frequency is going to have heightened carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide emissions. And so we're hoping that reducing the frequency of tillage and having an integrated crop livestock system will promote carbon sequestration and mitigate greenhouse gas emissions from the soil.
We are looking at this transitional period from conventional to organic. One of the biggest reasons is that during this transitional period, farmers, they cannot use any synthetic chemicals. So financially, during these 3 years of period, the farmers are really vulnerable in terms of the economy, because they have to follow organic standard while their product is not certified organic. So they cannot get the premier.
Carbon exists usually as soil organic matter. And so as plants decompose, as roots remain in the soil, and as soil biota live in the soil, they contribute to the amount of carbon in the soil. Not only are we concerned with carbon sequestration in that remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it also provides a function to soil that's really important for nutrients and for growing crops, specifically for organic producers. So soil organic matter functions as a type of water storage, and it offers resilience for under drought or heavy rain conditions, which we're going to see more of in the face of climate change. Soil organic matter can offer some of that buffer for extreme conditions.
Organic farmers, they are always looking for tools to improve their soil fertility. And one of the tools that they can use is livestock manure, whether it's decomposed or fresh. But regarding to the greenhouse gas emission, we have a downside, which means that the manure deposited and obviously greenhouse gas emitted from that. So that is a downside. But still, there are other studies going around, and we can kind of refer to how much greenhouse gas emitted from untreated manure from the cows. For the funding part, we are really grateful that we have funding support from ARDA and also AFC, Agriculture Agri-Food Canada, which is a matching fund.
The research that Dr. Kubota is doing is really focused in on carbon sequestration, nitrous oxide emissions, which are good elements of sustainability that we can actually take to global markets. Sustainable crops, sustainable beef, the animals fed off the organic crops, will have a real advantage in today's markets. And today, as we think about tariffs and growing markets for Alberta's products and Canadians' products as a whole, this research will offer great advantages to our producers.
We have Organic Alberta and also Farming Forward. These two organizations, we engaged and we share the information, and they host us for the webinar or conference.
So we were really interested in this research because organic farmers are always struggling with two major challenges. So those challenges are weed management and nutrient management, managing soil health, because we don't use pesticides and we don't tend to use synthetic fertilizers. And so once you remove those from the system, you need holistic, systemic solutions to the challenges that you have. And we looked at this research project and it just fit that perfectly.
So we are thankful for those funders, and without funding support, we cannot conduct this kind of research.
Ardar is driven by sustainability, and to an Alberta producer, sustainability is about profitability, productivity, protecting their land and passing their land on. So Dr. Kubota's project actually encompasses all of those four attributes. So it's going to drive the profitability of producers and the sustainability of agriculture in our province.
Like, a lot of organic research isn't necessarily applicable to our region, and so it's really nice working with researchers from our region on these research projects because we know they're applicable to the farmers in our region too. So that's the biggest benefit we see from this research, is just the applicability, because we're all within the same few hundred kilometers of each other.
So having economic analysis as data, they can assess whether what kind of cropping system or what kind of crops they may want to try during this transitional period, so that they have more confidence moving from the conventional to organic.
This research, I hope, will help organic producers understand their crops and their impact, specifically how they impact their soil and how they impact greenhouse gas emissions.
And also we want to generate more questions that carry on to the newer studies that address organic farmers' issues, challenges.